We are 2 weeks in, and President Trump is already delivering big wins for the American people. And lazy federal workers have been ordered back to the office.
I've really been trying to figure out who this woman reminds me of, and I just figured it out.
A lot of you are saying that she looks like 40. Not wrong for that. But you have a point.
Not only do she answer the question, she make it make sense.
Hey guys, it's Angela, and Karoline Leavitt is on fire. She is completely based. She just exposed the U.S. Agency for International Development's insane ways of spending taxpayers' money, doing things like spending tens of thousands of dollars on a trans comic book in Peru. Believe me, that is the last thing that the Peruvian people want or need. Please make sure that you guys are subscribed to my channel as we check out some of Karoline's best moments over the last few days. And you know that Karoline is doing a great job because she already has some insane haters, so we're gonna be looking at them too. Most people don't know this about Karoline, but she is actually an incredible chef. Watch her cook.
Elon Musk is a once-in-a-generation business leader. He is an entrepreneur. He serves as a great ally and a friend to the president. And I think Elon Musk also has a little bit of common sense. And I think the American people really appreciate that when it comes to the federal government, because it seems like all common sense has been lost in this city. And that's what you see when you look at USAID. I know Secretary Rubio made some comments about how he will be acting as the director over that agency. And here's the reason why Elon Musk and others have been taking a look. Because if you look at the waste and abuse that has run through USAID over the past several years, these are some of the insane priorities that organization has been spending money on. $1.5 million to advance DEI in Serbia's workplaces, $70,000 for a production of a DEI musical in Ireland, $47,000 for a transgender opera in Colombia, $32,000 for a transgender comic book in Peru. I don't know about you, but as an American taxpayer, I don't want my dollars going towards this crap, and I know the American people don't either, and that's exactly what Elon Musk has been tasked by President Trump to do, to get the fraud, waste, and abuse out of our federal government.
That's right. She said to get the fraud, waste, and abuse out of our federal government. I am so happy that she is here to set the record straight, because in legacy media right now, people are trying to destroy Elon Musk, saying that he's taking away people's jobs. If this is what their job is to do, is to waste taxpayers' money, then surely they shouldn't have a job. The continuity between Karoline's message and how it relates to what Donald Trump stands for is nothing short of phenomenal. Here he is about to talk about the Department of Education, another federal agency that has been abusing American taxpayer dollars, and they're also going to abolish it. And I want you to pay attention to how Donald Trump and Karoline both take the simplistic, common sense approach.
As I told Linda, I hope you do a great job and put yourself out of a job. I want her to put herself out of a job. Education department. So we're ranked number 40 out of 40 schools, right? We're ranked number 1 in cost per pupil. So we spend more per pupil than any other country in the world. And we're ranked at the bottom of the list. We're ranked very badly. And what I want to do is let the states run schools. I believe strongly in school choice. But in addition to that, I want the states to run schools, and I want Linda to put herself out of a job.
Karoline and Trump just have a 1 + 1 = 2 approach, and that is what the American people need, especially when combating against people in media who say things like this.
Where's the money going? Who's taking it? Are they trying to take that money that kids get for tax cuts for billionaires? What's going on? That's why we have to see what they're doing. It is
No, what I wonder is why they needed $70,000 to host some type of LGBTQ play. Where is that money really going? Where is all the money that Gavin Newsom gets in a year really going? That's why it was so important that Karoline called Elon Musk a once-in-a-generation business leader, and recognizing his talent and his knowledge and his ability to be able to spend money in ways that is actually going to benefit the American people. Because if they're literally shutting down departments because of how inefficient they were, then why are you worried about where the money is going if it's not going to them anymore? There's no more department. In light of all the difficulties that Karoline faces, she manages to maintain an optimistic and upbeat attitude, and it is literally the most refreshing thing that I have seen in such a long time. It is like having a drink of water after walking for days in the desert.
There is so much good news, so much winning out of the Trump White House right now that the mainstream legacy media can't keep up with it, because President Trump is signing executive order after executive order, delivering on promise after promise, and implementing fundamental change of our bloated bureaucracy and our corrupt government here in Washington, D.C. He was given a once-in-a-generation mandate by the American people to govern and to fundamentally transform Washington, and that's exactly what he is doing. And we finally, after 4 years of chaos and mayhem and apologizing for America, have a president again in the Oval Office who is standing up for America. And this is what it looks.
I love this. I love that she is a Trump fan. Like, she's a supporter herself. And you can just see in her smile. Her smile is so beautiful, and you can just tell that she is a happy person who cares and loves her job and wants the best for American people like Donald Trump does. That's why they make a great team. It might be kind of silly for me to again say that I am so happy that Karoline stood up for Elon Musk because he's a billionaire and it's like he doesn't need people to stand up for him. But there are so many American people who have been saying, oh, President Elon or President Musk, and saying nobody voted for Elon Musk. And so I share the opinion of what this guy Clint posted on X. He said, nobody voted for Elon Musk. You know who I definitely didn't vote for? The 10,000 employees of the U.S. aid, the 87,000 IRS agents hired by Biden, the entire unelected bureaucracy. I didn't vote for a single one of you ever in my life, and I want my money back. Enjoy the unemployment line. Seriously, imagine being so triggered by government efficiency. Imagine being so angry that they're going to make sure that every penny from taxes or from tariffs is spent in a way that is going to benefit the American people. Imagine being triggered by that. And that is why it is so amazing to see Karoline celebrating all of Trump's incredible victories all within just a few weeks. I don't think our country has ever seen anything like this.
We are 2 weeks in, and President Trump is already delivering big wins for the American people. Let's go through the facts. On the border, President Trump declared a national emergency, deployed the military, ended catch and release, and reinstated Remain in Mexico. And already, illegal crossings are down 95%.
Doesn't she have the calmest voice in history?
We are resuming construction of the border wall, and Colombia's president is now offering his own plane for deportation of illegal Colombian immigrants. On the economy and energy,
She is such a savage. She never fails to have some type of interesting comeback in there, you know?
President Trump unleashed American energy, declared a national energy emergency, and killed Joe Biden's radical electric vehicle mandate. Wall Street is booming, AI investments skyrocketed to $500 billion, and there's $20 billion flowing into U.S. data centers across our country. President Trump is restoring law and order. He labeled the drug cartels as foreign terrorist organizations, and he is deporting criminal illegal aliens, and he signed the Laken Riley Act into law. Draining the swamp, President Trump signed more than 45 executive orders. DEI has been purged from the government and our military, and lazy federal workers have been ordered back to the office. And when it comes to free speech and transparency, President Trump took 12 times more press questions than Joe Biden did in a week.
That is such a hilarious stat. President Trump took 12 times the amount of press questions. I love the fact that they are tracking that.
Reinstated 440 silenced journalists to the press room and ended government censorship.
Yes.
Promises made, promises kept, and we're just getting started.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Karoline is actually the biggest savage of this generation. I mean, there is no bigger flex than being the White House press secretary and then calling federal government agents lazy people. That is such an absolute flex. I am starting to become a really big fan. Watch what happens when they asked her if the media was out of touch.
The media out of touch? I think the media certainly is out of touch, and I think that's proven by a number of things, John. Number one, there was a New York Times poll that was released prior to President
John.
Trump's...
Did you notice how she said John? Apparently, she has memorized the name of all of the journalists in that room. She is so dedicated. It is incredible that Donald Trump has managed to surround himself by the brightest minds of our entire country. He needs to write an entire book about how to surround yourself by the right people. It's truly awesome.
Inauguration by the New York Times, which of course is a legacy media outlet, that showed that 83% of Americans support deporting the individuals that you mentioned. Illegal immigrant criminals.
Look at her face when she says, is the media out of touch? This is basically a no duh face. Also, have you guys noticed how not just people in our government over the last 4 years, but in our entire society have to be so careful about what they say, and they tiptoe around certain subjects as to not offend anybody. But I love how Karoline so blatantly and clearly said that illegal immigrants are criminals, because therefore we don't have to guess what she stands for, and we have more trust that she is going to stick with that over the next 4 years. A lot of people have been comparing Karoline with the last White House press secretary, Karen Jean-Pierre. This person says that she is half her age, but 500 times more based and articulate. Let that sink in. I would love to know what your guys' opinions are about the two, so please leave a comment below. One thing is for certain, that she is absolutely gorgeous. I love her makeup, I love her style, and I love her smile and her personality. But since liberals fail to argue with her policies, they instead want to insult her based solely off of her looks.
Really been trying to figure out who this woman reminds me of, and I just figured it out.
Oh yes, because this girl is totally a 10 out of 10 herself. That comparison was absolutely ridiculous. Also, why do liberals have such a low standard for themselves and other liberals, but when it comes to somebody like Karoline, they want to drag everything about her and try to look for something immoral or wrong? When I thought the entire premise of being a liberal was all things go, but I guess all things only go if you are a liberal. This lady, Linez, posted, Catholic school graduate and press secretary Karoline is 27 years old. Her husband is 59. He was 32 years old when she was born. She got pregnant out of wedlock in 2023, marrying the then 57-year-old in secret. Karoline was groomed, and now she wants to tell us how to live? First of all, she is not telling you how to live. She is simply translating the message of Donald Trump. Going through the comments on that last post, it is insane to see the incredibly cruel assumptions that people are making about her and her relationship. But I love the fact that despite the haters, Karoline shows up looking her best with a beautiful cross on, and she does a great job. And I like looking at these videos of people so angry at Karoline because it just shows that they are threatened or very jealous of her.
A lot of you think that this woman looks way older than her real age. She's only 26. A lot of you are saying that she looks like 40. Y'all wrong for that. But you have a point. I mean, my girl, she's looking rough. It probably has to do with the fact that her husband is 31 years her senior. And you know, it's true what they say. Whoever you marry, like if you marry someone younger than you, they bring the youth out of you, and you marry somebody older.
Actually, this lady should just be quiet, because the most attractive thing about Karoline is her personality and her optimism. And even when she is 100 years old, nobody is going to take that away from her, and she's still going to be youthful, gorgeous, and glowing as she already is. Now, talking about haters of Karoline on TikTok, this girl has become the biggest one, and man, is she so proud of it.
Hi, liberal woman here, and I'd like to take a moment to address some of the reasons why I am jealous of Karoline Leavitt. Starting with the most obvious one, she's 27. And you're so right. As a woman in my late 30s, I'm so jealous that she has an opportunity to stimulate the American economy by giving jobs to so many injectors and estheticians. You see, the problem is that my more melanated skin handles the element of time better, so I don't get the opportunities that she does to create jobs.
This woman, Lysandra, actually made an entire video of sarcasm as to why she would never be jealous of somebody like Karoline. For some reason, in this lady Lysandra's eyes, there's nothing impressive about being the youngest ever White House press secretary speaker. There's nothing impressive about being able to manage and quickly answer questions from a bunch of journalists who are so biased against you. And I also saw that she goes into these meetings without even having a binder. She is so intelligent. There's so many reasons to be impressed by her, but this woman wants to act like she is superior because she has a darker skin tone. People always want to cry about racism, but they have no problem when it is reverse racism.
Some things in history just make sense. And one of those things that just makes sense is Trump having a blonde squad for his press secretary team. It just fits in American history. And I'm finding way too much comedy in this squad. And speaking of things that just fit, the names of these three young, successful women, they just fit. We got Karoline with a K. Then when we have Keegan, and let me show you how you spell Keegan, Keegan Nangle. Here we go. Kieghan. In the back, we have Sunny Joy to round it all off. Karoline with a K, Sunny Joy, and Keegan. This is the press secretary team. All that's missing is a Lakin. They show up in the morning to go talk to the press outside of the White House with their blown out hair, perfect makeup, coffee, and they're saying, hey, media, welcome to the Blonde Squad Thunderdome. Welcome to the Thunderdome. Hope you brought some good questions this morning.
This is honestly, it's so weird. He is so triggered about the fact that they are blonde. What's crazy is that in one book I read called The Like Switch, it actually states that a lot of people find blonde people more attractive. So if Donald Trump wants to have attractive women as the face of his media, there is absolutely nothing wrong with that. It actually just makes sense.
As seen here, asking a 6-year-old for a seller's permit at her lemonade stand because what? She's Hispanic. Here she is watching a sober person of color get pulled over after she's been drinking all day at a tailgate. Here she is seen asking her manicurist for a full refund after she put her wet nails into her purse to get that 10% tip. Press Secretary Karoline Leavitt pumping herself up to walk past somebody that she presumes is unhoused, but they're just a person of color that likes yoga.
Does anybody else find it really hard to laugh at this? It's so obvious that it's meant to be humorous. However, it's not my type of humor. Maybe the 19,000 people who watched and liked this video just got a real big kick out of it and thought that it was really funny. I just don't find it funny to come up with a bunch of scenarios that have no relation to reality at all. In fact, it relates more to the agendas that you guys try to push. And so if it's funny at all, it's because of how ironic it is. And it is ironic because you guys are the ones who are always making up all of these false scenarios in trying to find reasons to be victimized. It is important to note that a lot of the criticisms to Karoline are nothing new. They're basically just rehashed criticisms that these people give to many Republican women. They make fun of the way that they do their makeup, and they say that they just have this generic look of looking like dressing so ugly and conservative and just wearing this basic makeup and getting lip filler and Botox, and that they all just look so horrendous because they don't have cat eyeliner and septum piercings. So this right here is what people say the Republican look is. And even if that was true, I find this a million times more attractive than what the liberal look is, right?
There's been a trend in fashion where we are increasingly becoming more conservative. Because of Trump's presidency, that proves that our country is leaning more towards that conservative style and that conservative look. So more people are leaning more into looking more conservative, like removing your tattoos and your piercings and changing your hair color to be more natural or just...
It's so horrible. How could anybody love and like their natural look? That's just so bad. Why don't they just wear wing eyeliner every day like me? Why can't that be the trend forever? A lot of the comments on this video were saying things like, it all started with the clean girl trend. And I have to tell you that wearing the winged eyeliner and the false eyelashes and keeping up with the piercings, it is the most exhausting thing in the world. And when you take off all of your makeup, you don't even feel like yourself anymore. And that is why I believe that Karoline's style and the Republican look in general is beautiful. But of course, people are going to be annoyed that somebody their age, so young, is doing so much more than them. Just scrolling through her Instagram page, I am so impressed by all of the things that she has accomplished, all of the places that she has gone, and how incredible she looks in all of them. I mean, she is seriously the definition of a motivated, beautiful, feminine woman, and she is somebody that the American people can look up to. And I think that there is such a great representation in leadership in office right now, because there is somebody in office that every American can look up to. And for me, one of those is Karoline. Another girl who has taken heat from liberals is Natalie Winters, who is a White House correspondent. And liberals were so triggered by this outfit. This outfit right here, which is so cute. I love the skirt, the sneakers. I think that it is beautiful. It's classy. It's so girly, and it is just really bright. I love her smile and her hairstyle and the layers in her shirt. I also love the thread on the skirt. I mean, it's such a cute outfit, but liberals were so triggered by it, saying that this was inappropriate. They're basically calling it inappropriate because she is beautiful and she has a good physique, and they don't like that. This is another outfit that liberals were triggered by and saying that it was just completely inappropriate. Being 100% honest, the first time I saw this image, my initial thought was that she looked like a news weather reporter. I think that it's a gorgeous outfit and she looks really good in it. People were commenting things like, could you dress more modestly? This isn't high school. What are you wearing? Maybe dress the part. That outfit is a choice, but go off, sis. Terrific, but rethink the skirt and sneakers. Come on, you can't be that dense. Dress a little more professional. There is endless hate towards Republican women, but ultimately, Karoline is doing a wonderful job. She is collecting fans left and right. Check out what this guy had to say about Karoline.
Isn't it crazy that we can sit and watch the news, and when the press secretary is asked a question, something weird happens? She answers the question. Not only do she answer the question, she make it make sense.
Yes.
This is in dark contrast to the previous press secretary, whose name I shall not mention, who made it her business to let us know her sexual orientation and her race. But come on, you guys answer to the American people. Answer my fucking question. And I love the fact that you have tons of different media outlets who have access and can pose real interesting questions, things that can challenge the narrative of the previous administration. We're just now starting to see sunshine. I'm sorry, I'm being dramatic.
As I was watching this video, I couldn't help but laugh because I actually get this type of humor. This is a funny type of humor, unlike that one girl who was just coming up with complete nonsense that she thought was funny. His humor was based in reality. His timing was so good. And I love the fact that he loves Karoline and is happy to see her doing a great job. Please triple check that you guys are subscribed to my channel. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time. Bye.